Welcome to episode 598 of Salsidoparanormal. I'm your host, James Salsido, and tonight we are continuing our review of Orpheus, Mythos of the World by Padraic column. Excuse me. As always, you can find all episodes of the show, along with links to social media and other ways to contact me, at the podcast page, and that is salsidoparanormal.podbean.com. That's SALSIDO paranormal.podbean.com. Always happy to hear from you all, whether you have comments or questions or topic suggestions or accounts of paranormal experiences, whether they're your own or from others that you trust. Happy to either read those or have you join me on the show to talk about them. Thank you all for listening, whether you are here for the live recording streams on Discord or if you listen to the podcast or YouTube feeds or on the Troubled Minds Radio Network, KUAP Digital Broadcasting. There you can hear replays of 2 episodes of the show every night at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, right before Troubled Minds Radio comes on. And as always, I want to thank Michael Strange, host of Troubled Minds Radio, for having me on the network and putting all my shows up there. If you'd like to support the show, there are some different ways to do that. You can always share the show with others and rate and review it on your favorite podcast platform. You can find books I've written over on Amazon, paranormal fiction and nonfiction. You can sign up for the Patreon page for any of the paid membership levels there and get 1 extra True Paranormal Stories from the Web episode per week. And also you can just make one-time donations through PayPal. Support is never expected, but always appreciated, as there are expenses in making these shows and associated projects. From equipment to research materials to travel expenses in some cases. And just a quick note on that, the more help the show is able to receive over time, the more it can do. And I don't try not to say it too often, but that is the case. Because I'm legally blind and I live on a fixed income, so yeah, that's how that is. So we're continuing our look into mythology tonight. And going to finish off the last section of the Greek section of this book. And we'll see if we have time to get into the Roman section here. So this next one is, the section is called Heracles. That's Herakles. Again, I apologize for any mispronunciations. I'm going to be terrible at that. I apologize right now. I do what I can, but I'm sure I mess up every time. So Heracles, son of Zeus and a mortal woman, Alcmene, Alkmene, was hated by Hera. As an infant, Hera sent serpents to kill him, but he strangled them. In a fit of madness, Heracles killed his half-brother's children. He went to the Oracle of Delphi for purification and was told to serve King Eurystheus and perform labors, after which he would become immortal. So I already have this character that's already doing not good things, which is common in some of these myths here. The first labor was to kill the Nemean lion, and it's Nemean, and bring back its skin, which Heracles did with his bare hands, as weapons could not pierce it. He wore the skin afterwards. The second labor was to kill the Hydra. Heracles shot arrows and knocked off its heads. This is a creature again. And crushed the immortal. So basically, this is a creature that has many heads, basically. Sort of like a serpent monster kind of thing. But what would happen is, because I remember this myth from other places, every time you destroyed one of the heads of this creature, another one would show up. 1 or 2, I believe I heard 2 somewhere. And so the only way to stop this was through fire, basically to set fire to these parts of this creature's body to stop it from growing new heads. So after that, he was able to get to the immortal head, that basically the source of all the power of the creature, basically crushing it under a rock. And he dipped his arrows in the Hydra's poison blood. Other labors included, and it goes over just sort of a brief summary of some of this here, capturing the Curanian deer, the Erymanthian boar, and cleaning the Aegean stables, and killing the Stymphalian birds. So he also killed King Diomedes and his man-eating horses, took Hippolytus' girdle. I'm guessing it's some kind of armor or equipment there. I don't know. And captured the Cretan bull. On Erythea, he killed the two-headed dog Orpheus, the three-bodied Geryon, and took his red cattle using Helios' golden cup to cross the sea. So just all these things that at the time were just thought to be impossible or nearly impossible. It says that in the garden of Hesperides, he killed the dragon Ladon, Ladon, and took the golden apples that were there. His last labor was capturing Cerberus, or Kerberos? It says Kerberos. I'm not sure if that's right. I thought it was Cerberus. But the three-headed hound of Hades, which is, of course, the land of the dead and also the name of the king of the land of the dead. He wrestled this entity and brought him to Erytheus before returning him to the underworld. Heracles killed the eagle-tormenting Prometheus and freed the Titan. And that's one of the other Titans that we talked about earlier in the story, or in the series. He competed in archery to win a bride, basically, but was denied that. He later accidentally killed a relative of Deianira, Deianeira. As punishment, Heracles was made a slave of Omphale, Omphale, for 3 years, after which he could marry Deianira. He did women's work, and Orpheus mocked him by wearing his lion skin and wielding his club. He helped repair Troy's walls and gave the princess Hesione, Hesione, to Telamon, Telamon, who named their son Aias, AIAS, too many vowels. That is a case where we do not want to buy a vowel. Joke from the last episode here. Meaning eagle, after an omen Heracles saw. Let's see here. How much is left? Almost done with the section. So this is basically just an account of this sort of demigod that was really important to apparently Greek mythology. He married Deianira, but he had to kill the centaur Nessos, Nessos, who attacked her as he carried her across a river. The dying Nessos told Deianira his blood would act as a love charm if Heracles' love ever waned. Years later, Deianira heard Heracles had captured Iole, the previous woman that had been denied to him before. Again, so showing this possibly like father, like son. Fearing Heracles would fall for Iole again, Deianira put Nisos' blood on a robe Heracles requested. The robe burned Heracles' skin. Knowing he was dying, Heracles had a funeral pyre built and asked the warrior Philoctetes, Philoctetes, to light it, giving him his bow and arrows in return. Heracles was taken to Olympus as the pyre burned. So taken back to the home of the gods there. So yeah, that's the end of that one. At the end of that section there. Looking at the chat here. Yeah, so there's a picture here in the chat that Ricky posted of I guess a version of the Hydra. And yeah, I'd like to buy Vowel James, give you an S. Yeah, I know, Mike. I tell you, some of these names, though most of them are difficult to say. I think that one might take the cake though. The IOLE. That's quite the. That's like 75% vowels. But anyway, so yeah, just this the story there just seems to be a study in the life of a semi-divine entity that did a lot of things that regular people can't do, but still ended up. Not sure. It doesn't really say if he died or he didn't die in the end. So, but maybe we'll come back to that, like I said, in future other book reviews and see where that goes. Moving on to the next section here of the book. Let's see here. So, okay. This is a section on the chapter on Roman mythology. The first section is the children of Mars. It says that in the ancient Latin city of Alba Longa, ALBA, and then space LONGA, kings from the Sylvan family ruled, including Silvius, Aeneas Silvius, Latinus Silvius, so basically everyone with that name, and Proca, Proca. Proca left the realm to his son Numitor, Numitor. Numitor's violent and crafty brother, Amulius, Amulius, drove Numitor out, killed his young sons, and forced his daughter, Rhea Sylvia, to become a Vestal virgin, so she could not have children who might claim the throne. I believe that's something to do with the sort of the oracles and the people that served those areas where the oracles were at. In the forest, Rhea Sylvia was forced to marry Mars, the Latin war god. She gave birth to twin boys. Amulius had Rhea Sylvia imprisoned and ordered the twins drowned in the Tiber River. The slaves left them in a basket in a shallow pool instead. Now that comes up in not only mythology but in religious texts as well. I believe I've seen that. I mean, at least in the Bible. There could be other versions I'm not even aware of. This idea of the future rulers or would-be rulers of an area are supposed to be killed off, but the people that are supposed to do it can't do that and leave them in the area instead, and they grow up and cause trouble from there, basically. So it says a she-wolf and a woodpecker associated with Mars nourished the abandoned twins. The shepherd Faustulus, Faustulus, found them, and he and his wife raised them. The twins, named Romulus and Remus, grew up to be bold shepherd boys who hunted and led attacks on robber gangs. At the Lupercalia festival, Remus was captured by the robbers. Romulus realized he and Remus were likely Numitor's grandsons. With Numitor's help, Romulus freed Remus, and they killed King Emilius. The council restored Numitor as king. Romulus and Remus decided to found a new city. Remus saw 6 vultures, a sacred bird, as an omen he should lead. Romulus then saw 12, so his followers said he should lead. In the ensuing quarrel, Romulus killed Remus for jumping over the wall Romulus was building. Romulus became king of the new city named Rome. So here you have the mythology of the founding of Rome, which is the mythology, the place that this mythology is about. To increase the small population, Romulus made Rome a sanctuary for fugitives and dangerous men, but the city lacked women. And here again we have this sort of unfortunate treatment of women into that, and then probably taking place here. Romulus invited neighboring Sabines, Sabines, to a festival, then had his men abduct the Sabine maidens to be their brides. Just like I thought I remembered this story somewhere. I've listened to some mythology things over the years here and there. This sparked a war with the Sabines. The Sabines captured the citadel. Romulus vowed a temple to Jupiter to save Rome. The Romans rallied and fought the Sabines to a standstill. The abducted Sabine women intervened, pleading with both sides not to fight and leave them widowed or orphaned. A truce was made. Romans and Sabines merged into one people called the Quirites, Quirits. Rome defeated the invading Etruscans. Romulus mysteriously disappeared in a cloud. A witness said he was made a god named Quirinus by his father Mars. The Romans prayed to him for protection. So that's the end of that section there. It does seem like, again, you have these things that happen in different religious or mythological texts that seem similar. And I don't know, but that's really odd how that happens. Yeah, and then the fall, DG says. So looking at everything here, let's see. Yeah, so that's again, you have this idea of people vanishing, or as they're dying or after they die, being taken by the gods and made into another god. That happens in different mythology as well. Sort of people sort of becoming more than what they were in different ways. But let's see about the next section here. If it's not too long, we can get through it. And so let's see here. All right. We'll try this. We'll see how much we can get through it. Says Numa, born on the day Rome was founded. This title of the section is Numa the Lawgiver. Numa, born on the day Rome was founded, was chosen king after Romulus. He had no mortal wife, but conversed with the goddess Egeria, Egeria, by a clear spring. She instructed him on matters between mortals, and gods. So here you have this contact with another entity, non-human, that is giving instructions to this king on how to interact with other non-human or other basically gods or deities. Sort of this I don't know, just this ability to contact other entities like that. During a plague ravaging Italy, a brazen shield fell from heaven as a sign. Numa had 11 identical shields made, so the real one, securing Rome's prosperity, could not be stolen. The plague then ended. Numa gave laws promoting cultivation, like not making offsprings from unpruned vines or without grain. He established guilds for various crafts and trades. So you have this king that probably got some of this information, possibly all of it, who knows how much, from the deities or the gods. He built temples, including a circular one for Vesta with an eternal flame, tended by virgins there. That's the Vestal Virgin thing that was referred to in the previous section there. And one for Janus, with gates open in war but closed in peace. The gates remained shut for over 40 peaceful years under Numa. Numa rearranged the calendar, putting January, month of Janus, god of peace, first. February, month of purification, second. March, month of Mars, god of war, third. Numa tricked Jupiter into agreeing the Romans could avert lightning and thunder by sacrificing onions, hair, and fish instead of human heads. That seems like a good alternative overall, except for the fish. But Egeria showed Numa how to bring Jupiter to Earth. Numa captured the trickster demigods Picus, Picus, and Faunus, Faunus, by making them drunk on honeyed wine and forced them to reveal the secret. At a simple feast Numa held, the goddess Egeria invisibly appeared and transformed the plain food and dishes into a luxurious banquet, amazing the Roman elders present. Numa died soon after. His body was laid in one stone coffin and his sacred books in another, as the people had internalized his teachings. The coffins were placed under the Janiculum Hill. I guess I wonder if that's referring to Janus there again as well. And that's the end of that section. Here you have this knowledge that was written down in books, but the books were hidden, buried, because the people there supposedly already had this knowledge memorized. So almost a form of secret knowledge as well, in a way. Among other things there. I'd never heard of that one before. So yeah, there's a lot there, as always with a lot of these stories. And again, this contact with these other entities and having them perform different amazing things, either for or against people. It's a lot of stories there and a lot of themes as well. So thank you all for listening, and I will talk to you all in the next episode of Salsidoparanormal. Take care.